going down, man? Hope everybody good as you better be. Nah, fuck it. Tears in the bucket.
Yeah, that's
You got your drink, family?
Oh, yeah, that's
Where we gotta be. It's hot now. It's getting hot. We out here in Texas. Texas for your ass. Weather be changing like... It was cold on Monday and Tuesday. It's like a woman going through a midlife crisis. Can't make her mind up, you know? It's hot one day, it's cold the next. Right. It's warm. I go outside with my church pants on, a tank top, a fitted cap. I'm just confused. I don't know what to do out here, bro. I just put some basketball shorts on and
you
go
gotta be dressed in layers or something.
Let's say, what's going down, folks? This is War and Peace 210. What's going on with you? It's been a little bit, I know. It's been a few weeks, but we got a whole lot on the way. Especially today. We got my man right here.
What's going on?
Call him the mayor of Bear.
Yeah, my name is Craig Harris, aka the mayor of Bear.
Yeah.
I've been around San Antonio since like '95. That's around in the music game. I originally met everybody like through hooping. So I played basketball at Marshall, and I got to know a lot of people in the city. And then my 6th degree just started going from there.
That's what's up. Yeah. So what we want to do, especially today, this is definitely gonna be a deuce dime conversation. You know what I'm saying? We definitely want to talk about the music scene. You know, pick your brain a little bit, learn a little bit about the city because you've been here.
Yeah, you the mayor, man. You know it all. You got all the plugs.
If you've been watching, you know me and this one right here. We from over the water. So, you know what I'm saying? Us coming into the city, I've been here since '08, so I've been here 10 years going on 11, you know what I'm saying?
I've been here since, I think 2013, so I'm going on like about 7 years.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? We definitely want to let everybody know that we definitely love this city. We all about it, you know. First, you know what I'm saying? Just talk to the people, you know what I'm saying? Let them know.
So I'm originally from Queens, New York. My parents died when I was little, and you know my grandma shipped me out here to Texas with my uncle. But like I said, man, I started playing ball at Marshall. You know, going everywhere playing ball, hooping at different spots in the city, Warhawk, East Side, hoop out there, and I started networking. A lot of my friends I went to high school with started doing music.
Right.
And I'm gonna start name dropping Kaiser.
Right.
Kaiser Soze is one of my really good friends. So I came up doing music with him. We started a group called Lyrical Society.
Okay.
And this is like 90, maybe 95.
Oh, okay.
94, 95. You know, like Wu-Tang was in its height.
Right.
I mean, I had just left New York.
38 Chambers.
Yeah.
I see you.
So I had just left New York, and I ran into some dudes that kind of had like a New York vibe.
Right.
And Kaiser had bars. We ran into another friend of mine, John David. He had bars, and John had a partner named Freddie. And John and Freddie, they used to be able to rap exactly like Bone, like with the fast rap. And they were younger than me.
New York?
Yeah, they were like 13.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like 14, 15. And they were like younger than me, and I was like, man, these guys have got bars. Like, you know what I mean? So we all started clicking up, and we all started doing music, starting like in our teens. So we started going to Rhapsody Studios over here off of like 281, and we started making music there, just hitting different studios around town, and. You know, we started doing little shows. Ran into Cheryl, you know, because she's been doing her thing for a long time out here in the city, and she started giving some people advice. But I told my guys, like, you know what, like, because they had way more talent than I did.
Right.
So I said, you know what, so I believe in y'all's potential. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to school that way I can be the, you know, because it's a business. So someone has to be able to handle all the paperwork.
Right.
Be able to knowledgeable about the decisions, be knowledgeable about the contracts. So, so I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna knock out these degrees, and that way I can come back and manage all you guys, because you know what I mean. A lot of artists need a little bit of direction.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So.
And you hear what this young brother did? He went to school.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he applied
the knowledge. We be telling y'all to get out there.
I had to cut a lot of people off, man. Like I had to cut a lot of people off for a few years to
really
stay
focus, right? He had to cut ties.
And you know, and it was cliche because people had told me that all along. Oh, you have to cut off some people. Some people aren't gonna believe in your vision. Believe in.
That's called sacrifice.
Yeah,
when you're hungry, you gotta sacrifice.
I sacrificed a lot. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you my grind. At one point here in the city, I didn't have a car. I was on probation. I ain't had no car, on probation. I was volunteering at Congressman Gonzalez's office. I finally got a good break. I was volunteering at Congressman Gonzalez, and I had a friend of a friend who hooked me up at like a liquor store job where I was getting like $10 an hour, like under the table, like, not really on the books, but like stocking shelves. So I was like grinding, like I was on the VIA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
like,
it was a struggle.
It was a long slow
Yeah.
grind. Going to school full time now.
Yeah.
So like I'm all over the city, and doing that, I started networking. I started meeting people downtown. You know what I mean? And you'd be amazed at some of the people that you meet even downtown on the bus. You know what I mean? Like you can run
just
into
reaching out.
Yeah, just normal conversation. You can run into a whole bunch of people. But I was lucky enough to get that internship at Congressman Gonzalez's office through school, and I was able to meet like owners of things, owners of venues, owners of, you know what I mean. So when you get to a certain level, you start meeting people at higher levels. So I'm like, oh wow, so this is what networking really is.
Yeah. Okay.
So I applied that with music.
Did you finish your degree?
Yeah, man. I got more than one. I have I was going to do law. You know what I mean? Contract.
Yeah, I remember you.
Yeah. So I have a political science degree from UTSA. I got a master's degree from Our Lady Lake in organizational leadership, which is starting an organization, starting a business, running a corporation.
Right.
Because that's how record labels are supposed to be set up.
Absolutely.
Labels are supposed to be set up
as
a corporation.
Yeah.
Right.
They're supposed to have payroll. They're supposed to have employees. They're supposed to have people that can A&Rs that can accommodate their artists. A lot of these record labels or so-called record labels out here don't have that. Yeah. They don't have professional management to help these artists with their direction.
Right.
You know what I mean?
A lot of independent artists out in the game now.
Yeah, but there's a lot of artists that are coming off of a deal with certain, I'm not gonna name drop, but with labels out here that are reaching out to me like, yo, like I could have done that myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And I'm telling them like, yeah, why don't y'all hire me to read y'all's contract before y'all get into these contracts? Because now you owe a person another, 2 albums of your thoughts.
You know what it is though? It's the money though. They wave that money and dudes are struggling.
But how much money are you getting here in San Antonio?
Yeah.
What label is giving out advances? I don't know one.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone that's listening out there that knows a label that's giving out some bread, let me know.
You live in that society though.
Yeah, that way, I can go probably with them and see what their paperwork is like.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if y'all are keeping up with like some of the things that you're seeing on the gram, that a lot of these rappers now are getting sued and they're suing their managers like 2, 3, 4 years later because they're like, man, I didn't know that my paperwork wasn't straight. My split sheets, none of that
and
stuff.
They ain't getting no money.
And
they ain't getting nothing.
And I sold say a million copies. I'm getting 12%, so that's 120,000. But out of that 120,000, I still got to pay my label back for studio time.
And then the copy is like, it's like 3 cents a unit, and then digital sales.
So what are you really doing? Like, but if you hire me, I can read all your paperwork. I can navigate you to different artists that I work with. Like for example, I was working after I got out the military, I was working at the VA, right? And we used to host what's called the Welcome Home event, where people used to come in, the soldiers that were coming in from overseas would come in, and we have different vendors out there for them to get services that they need in the community. But I used to be in charge of the. I used to be in charge of like the entertainment. So my first break into the managing game was there was an artist, a double amputee Army veteran, but he had a voice like an angel. He could sing, and he had just recently got invited to Barack Obama's inaugural ball to sing the national anthem, and he did an amazing job. Got to meet Beyonce because Beyonce sang at the inauguration, so he got to network and do this thing. So when he came to sing at our Welcome Home event, I asked him, I was like, who's doing your management? He goes, man, I got nobody. And I was like, man, I'm your man. He hired me and took off from there. We did American Idol. We got to like the 4th round. We got all the way to San Francisco right before the final rounds in Las Vegas. So we got to fly private. I got to meet casting directors. I got to meet producers, to exchange emails because of his story. You know what I mean? So not only did he have talent.
That is cool. You met some people.
Yeah, not only did he have talent, like that takes you to a certain level, but he could actually sing. He was really involved in the community. So that boosted him up to another level. We got to fly private, man. And then after we got eliminated in San Francisco for America's Got Talent. I mean for AGT, America's Got Talent. But then the producer recommended us to contact another producer to do what was the one that Nick Cannon did?
Wildin' Out?
No. The other show that Nick Cannon did.
No, you talking about
the singing show?
It was just like America's Got Talent.
The Voice?
Not The Voice.
It wasn't The Voice. It was some.
It was like
not. It's like Name That Star, or Guess That Singer, something like that. Yeah.
America's Got Talent.
Nah.
It wasn't AGT.
They dressed up in costumes.
No. It's not Guess the Singer, but there was another show. Was it AGT? Oh no, we did American Idol. Then America's Got Talent. It was AGT.
Okay.
So American Idol, we got eliminated in San Francisco. That's my bad, America. We got eliminated in San Francisco. American Idol. The producer recommended us to go to AGT. AGT was in New York. So we got to go to New York. He did AGT. So I got to meet a lot of producers.
Right.
So with that knowledge, I came back and I started polying at hey, I met such and such. JP just did such and such, which was the singer's name that I was managing. Right. And I got to be able to network and do that, get him some shows, get him booked, and everything was paid because they didn't see that he had a phone. They didn't see that.
So you working it like a mayor. People can come to you as an artist, and you can direct them and what they're trying to get on what they're trying to get.
Whatever niche, whatever genre, I can get you into the right people, to the right hands that actually handle that genre. I can watch your paperwork. You know what I mean? Make
but
sure
you ain't reaching out to them. They got to reach out to you, right?
And I have to feel that you're putting in enough work that I'll put in.
I like that.
Because this music game is real fickle.
It is.
And there was an artist just 2 weeks ago that reached out to me, and I was like, you know what? I see your situation. I love your direction. And what I do is I look at their visuals, but I look at it on mute.
Mm-hmm.
That way I can, if I want to hear what you're saying, that's when I want to know if I want to work with you.
Oh, absolutely.
So I look at it on mute.
You got to see the passion.
Yeah, I look at it on mute, and I look at and she had amazing visuals. Everything was I was like, wow. Like she didn't even look like she was from here. She has a whole aura and persona about her that puts her to where people want to look.
Would separate you as an artist.
People will want to look at her, right? I drove to Dallas to mess with one of my homeboys who works up at Power 105 up in Dallas, like a major radio station. Yeah. I drove to Dallas on behalf of her. Man, I got a message from her on the gram telling me, oh, she's not ready, and that she's gonna do this. So I'm like, man, I tell you, baby, if you burn a bridge, you better be able to afford a boat. Yeah, right. Oh, that's it. Because that could have been your shot. Yeah. Because he has major backing. One of the artists that's coming up under him, I'm doing his split sheets right now. You know what I mean? So it's like
you just gotta be hungry. You gotta want it. If you want it,
and then when that shot's there, you gotta take it because especially in the music industry, people are put in front of you for a reason. You know what I mean? Like if you get network to a certain spot and you're in the same room with like a DJ Clue, you're in the same room with someone, you made it there. Mm-hmm. You were in the same room with that person. You better shoot.
Yeah.
You better shoot.
And I think
you better try to network. You better try to send an email. That's the thing. Everybody will get out of email.
A big problem with them, the people, is when you get, because I don't think people really know when it's your shot. When it's that moment that just time.
A lot of people are scared of success.
Yeah, they are.
And sometimes you gotta.
Do you think it takes someone telling you though it's your shot, or do you think it's some knowing in yourself?
I think
that
people they want you, prefer for you to tell them now is your time.
That was a good question, and I'm glad you asked that because not everybody can recognize that moment. Not everybody recognizes that moment.
Yeah.
So in a situation like that, sometimes you just gotta go with your gut.
Yeah, indeed. Do you think we need to embrace artists as an artist? I mean, I know hip hop is a respect thing. It's a certain respect. Like if I show you love, someone might look at that like, oh, this nigga soft. Or if I don't have a certain amount of respect for what you do, you know what I mean? As an artist, it's almost like we have to hate each other because in hip hop, it's like who's the better? It's a dog world. You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right. But in certain situations, especially when you're trying to come up, you really have to, like for example, Boosie said it the best. If you bring a millionaire a bag, you're eventually going to be a millionaire. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you have to help another artist so you can come up as well.
Right.
So I remember when we first started
reciprocity. I talked about that with his quips. Yeah.
When we first started rapping, John David was probably one of the coldest rappers in the city, and Question noticed it. Mm-hmm. Right. And I met Question when I went to SAC. was crazy.
Wow.
I met. If you ask your
that
question,
dude's lyrical, bro.
if you ask your question,
lyrical.
I don't know if you remember how I met you, but we met playing basketball. He had Tim's on, and that was like,
did you ball him up?
I was like, man, they're gonna kick you.
Were you balling him up? Were you balling these cats up?
I was nice back in the day. I only went to SAC after I played at Jarvis Christian College. Went to SAC and I played at National Christian. And then I went to the military.
Oh, you hold it down for the Lord. I like that. You ball for the Lord.
And then I went to the military. But yeah, I met a question that SAC. He was hooping some Tim. I was like, man, they're real finicky about these floors, man. They may try to kick you out the gym with them Timbs on.
That's how you know you're Texas. Your niggas trying to ball in boots. You know what I mean? Like, he be out there slipping all over like breaking his own ankle.
That's how I met question. I introduced him to John.
That's funny.
And they was with it. John was dope supply for a little while. So we used to go to Tony Parker's house to record. Mm-hmm. So he had a crib over off.
Yeah, Tony be spitting too, right?
Yeah, he had a crib off a back lot. It was probably right around the corner from the practice facility, and we used to record in there with Danger. Used to be in there. It was crazy.
Danger Mouse?
No, not King Danger. Yeah, King Danger. We used to record in there all the time, but like we did promo for him. Like we were handing out flyers for questions. We would put up like stickers, like whatever.
So y'all was a team. Y'all were networking as a team.
We wanted to come up, so we decided to. Hey, I think the best way to come up is help Question get his brand out. Maybe John was already on Dope Supply. Yeah. So you know what I mean. That was our come up. But you know that's what it is. Sometimes you have to help another artist for you to come up a little bit.
You think San Antonio needs to do that more?
I definitely think so. But like first, it seems like when people get to a certain level here in San Antonio, they start hating.
That's what I was.
I don't know why though. But like the way, because everybody wants to be the man. Everybody wants to be the one. But sometimes, like if you're in a group, sometimes you gotta have to learn to play your role.
We talked about this last week, bro.
Or set something up to whereas you got one person
one's got to lead, right? You need a quarterback. Yeah. You need
every
a quarterback.
team needs a quarterback, a point guard, like that person that can call the shots, and that person's gonna get other people involved. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you may not be able to be like the front man, but you can get production credit, or you can get some publishing off the album because you wrote a hook, or you helped him with one of his bars. Like, you know what, you should maybe change this up or something. And so there's different ways for you to get on. And once you get publishing through ASCAP or even publishing credit, people start looking at you for staff writing. Mm-hmm. People don't know that. So another way I got lucky when I was working at the VA after I got out the military. My OG, I don't know where you are, Alfonso, but my OG Alfonso Kimball happens to be Scheme's dad. Mm-hmm. Scheme Ingleworld from Cali. So and when I first met, he kept on telling me about his son. I never heard of him. I was like, okay. But then he started giving me CDs, and I started listening to him. Like, oh, okay, buddy got bars. Yeah. I started following him, became a fan, and I kept on telling OG, hey man, your son can do something. Like your son got mad potential. Like a year later, he got hired as a staff writer, and he wrote that song "Fancy" for Iggy Azalea. Mm-hmm. Damn. He wrote "Fancy." Man, like someone that I never.
Bro.
It was on the Samsung commercial.
So songs get some.
And ghostwriters don't get enough love. Ghostwriters don't get enough love.
Like, not everybody has to be the man for front rapping. Like, and once Fancy came out, he went on tour with Dom Kennedy. I got to meet him, Dom Kennedy, Kendrick Lamar. I got to be in a room with some heavy hitters just off of networking association and people I met. Like that's just how the game goes. And then I would hand out OG would give me some of Scheme stuff. I would hand it out here in Texas. Scheme's from Los Angeles. I put up Scheme stuff out here, like handing out flyers. Right. Scheme personally invited me to a show in Austin. I went up to Austin and got to go backstage with him. Dom Kennedy, we chilling, doing our thing. My homeboy Party McFly came out with me to the show here at White Rabbit. Scheme walked us on stage.
Yo, you know
what I mean?
That's like, crazy.
I pull up in that same truck. I pull up in the parking lot.
Where we had our very first show at, fam.
I pull up in the back. Scheme's out back waiting on us. I hand him my tone up shirt. I see in my profile, I hand him the tone up shirt. Welcome to Texas Give. You know, he has the mic in hand. He's like, check, check. I'm like, yo. He walks us on stage.
Some legends been at the White Rabbit though. People don't even know. Some legends have been there.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So it's like
that's a good come up for anyone.
If you show love, like sometimes people will show love back, especially in the rap game when people are on the come up together, man. Yeah. So it's all about sticking together. But San Antonio, some people, you know, they start tearing each other down, start hating. Yeah. And that's what needs to end. If everybody set up their corporations or their labels as actual businesses and get their people
and communicate like businesses, like look,
knowledgeable people.
I got this over here, you got that over there. Let's make it work.
Knowledgeable people, everything will be lovely because San Antonio's like the slept-on city here in Texas,
bro. And it got so much potential.
It flip-flops Houston, Dallas. Right now it's Dallas. It's not even Houston no more. Right now it's Dallas.
Right now it's Dallas. Yeah.
So it flip-flopped. Like I said, I drove to Dallas on behalf of our artists. I know you're out there listening. I know you know who you are. I drove 5.5 hours on behalf of our artists to holler at Bexar.
That's respect though, that you see the hunger in someone that didn't even see in themselves.
Like that you do that.
So I think that's the kind of hunger we need for each other, and as far as pushing each other. It's like this man says, it's a business. You know, see the jewel. Share your business and make more business out of it. Let's get this money together. Let's kill each other for this money. Let's get it together.
Hip hop is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Everything on television now. You even hear announcers talking about drip. Like it's like what? Like you hear all sorts of facets of hip hop and everyday.
Teachers, people trying to fit in to say terms.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
So they don't know what it means.
Using it all out of context. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that there's definitely enough money for everybody to eat. We just got to be able to not
bring it in.
Be like, you're Trill.
Yeah, you can have you have to be able to be knowledgeable about what you're doing and make the right moves. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Make the right moves.
That's dope, man. I really like your insight, and I really like the fact of what you're trying to do for this, and
I'm trying to do this for all artists. Like any artists out there that need help with their career, man.
You sound like you'll work with anyone that has any or sees any potential in themselves.
If I see someone that has potential and that's willing to work as hard as I'm willing to work for them, those have to be the stipulations. Because I got into a situation a couple times where I was working harder than the artist, and I had to give up.
You got family, right?
Yeah,
you got a family to provide. Yeah, you got to take care of yours, bro.
If the artist's not working, that's messing with my money too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like I can't be working.
It's a business. It's a business, yes sir.
I cannot work harder than the artist.
Yeah,
that's just plain and simple. Plain and simple.
That makes sense. I mean,
even with a profitable artist, the one artist that I had that was bringing some real money, like even me and him had to separate after a while. And people don't really know contracts are made for the breakup. Like, it's what it's designed for.
Yeah.
So I was working for him even after our contract ended, just on the strength of our friendship, right?
Right.
Just on the strength of our friendship. I didn't even mention nothing about the contract because he was speaking at churches. He was singing. Like the bag at churches is lovely. Like I'm telling you, like he had a residency at a couple of bars. Our CDs were selling at Rudy's. We had our CDs at consignment shops. Like everything was going lovely, but he kept on making bad business decisions. Like since I was the manager of his company, you know, I would have to hire people for like music videos. I have to hire people that did the PR. I had to hire a booking agent, yada yada yada. But he wanted to do all that and then not give me the input. So it's like, no, I'm the manager. Let me. So, but he put all his people in place, and he want me to teach his people how to do their job. I'm like, man, I don't have time to do that.
Yeah.
So we kept butting heads, and then like the show that brought the cameras back was like I know a lot of people that do music videos, like some really good stuff. Yeah. So he ended up hiring some company to do this music video, and it was so cut and paste. Oh, it was like and when they played it for me, I didn't even know what to say. Like so. You know, the New York community went kind of Dame Dash. Like, I started snapping on people. Like, yo, we paid like over $1,000. This is what we get? Like, you know what I mean? It was like, get out of here.
That's real.
Like, so, and he got mad, so we had to part ways. Man, he kept on making bad. I could have got the video done for a third of the price. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And a third of the time, it took him to slap that together.
We would have more of a budget. You know what I mean? So to work with, like, it was it was crazy. It was crazy. So even with profitable artists, sometimes things may not go right. So everybody really has to make really good business decisions and have the same goal and vision in line for it to really to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a question for you, real quick. How do you deal with artists and how they're what's the word I'm looking for? How they visualize themselves and how they're trying to progress, like how they have their idea for this. Like, how do you?
So what I do is whenever I sit down with an artist, right, I always ask them like, what are your goals? Like, how do you see yourself?
Right.
And that's maybe touching on what you said. Like, how do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself? See yourself in like 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. What do you want out of music?
Right.
And why do you love music? Mm-hmm. Who are you making music for? There's always got to be a target audience. You know? Yeah. So those are things that I try to find out before I get into a situation. But I definitely have to see the talent. I got to see that they want it. I definitely got to see that they're willing to sacrifice some things. Cause after that trip from Dallas, I even asked the female before she even told me that she wasn't ready. I was like, "Are you open to relocate?" Because sometimes you gotta get out to take over. Sometimes you gotta go. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And she said she was, but then when I got back, she was on some flip flop stuff. So I mean, yeah, it is what it is. So,
yeah. Well, I know you got things to do today.
I mean, I got a few more minutes if.
I got a question for you. I mean, you outlined pretty much like the basics of like for San Antonio to really elevate itself up there in the music game. Especially with like you said, the determination, hustle, putting in that work.
Yeah, putting work. Sometimes you gotta sell seeds at a gas station.
And get that knowledge and stuff like that. But what's your the biggest message you want to send to all the artists that are out there listening to us, and hearing what you're saying? Because I mean, what you're outlining is it's top of the line, you know what I mean? And I really appreciate you being here to explain this to people, because a lot of people don't understand this.
Yeah.
So what would be your message for the up and coming artists as far as trying to elevate themselves to that next
level? Okay, so what most labels and what most people are looking for is a polished product. So if the music has to sound professional, like even if you have to come out of pocket to pay someone to mix and master it, that's the key. Like, no one wants to hear anything that's not mixed. Because they'll, man, who are you? Like, get this out of here.
He's not
that's
serious.
Right?
That's the first thing.
Yeah, they're not serious, because you got to have a finished product. Like for example, most labels, and I don't know if you now notice this or know this, that when you see artists flexing on the gram with their money and doing these they're spitting and all that, they're not spitting for fans. They're spitting for their label heads. Right. They're spitting for their jobs. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's what you really got to do. You always got to think up. Think that you're trying to impress. You're not trying to impress. Fans will come. Yeah. Because the label's going to provide you with publicists, A&R, promotion, PR people. That'll come. Right. But you're trying to impress people that are cutting checks. Yeah. Right. You know what I mean? And if they see that you can make money without them, that's when they want to fuck with you. Right. Okay. That's when they want to fuck.
I want to go left, man. So what record label needs to be on the other side of Trump's wall right now?
Oh man,
who's just robbing artists blind right now?
Who's getting robbed? Who's getting robbed? Man. There's a lot of artists that are getting robbed right now. I don't want to name drop. I know some personally that are getting robbed.
If you don't want to answer it, because I have to ask the question for the host. That's how we do it. It's more peace, bro. It's more peace, dog.
So there's artists on.
Okay, I'll be hitting the rappers. No, because you're a businessman. I've been attacking the rappers. I was like, man, let's get the record label. Who needs it?
So I know Trippie Redd, his paperwork isn't all the way right. I saw him complaining on the gram. That's when I go to his paperwork's not right.
And do you think these guys need to be responsible as far as studying that? Like, who is that? The record label or is that the artist?
The artist has to be more knowledgeable on what they're signing. Yeah. They need someone to actually. To read it for them or read it to them or explain, page by page or paragraph by paragraph, the breakdown.
Well, you got this man's number, right?
But certain people are getting into these situations where they're throwing a little bit of money and they're like, Okay, I'm
Right,
signing
10,000. I got you. Yeah,
I'm gonna sign this. And
I heard some cats signed for like 10,000. A couple new recent. I'm not gonna name drop like you said, but there's a couple guys that signed for like 10 grand on their record label.
That's what came in there.
Remember they used to give cats like 100,000, 200,000 record deal like right off the bat.
You're talking to somebody who only got 20 in their pocket.
Exactly. So when they wave a little bit of paper,
you throw a couple hundred in front of somebody who ain't been,
especially who's struggling,
and a chain, and you put a chain around it. They don't know what. They don't know.
It's just like I always say, like.
But what they have to realize is, that the paperwork is the most important. Man.
Oh man, yeah.
Be knowledgeable about your paperwork. Get the paperwork because, for example, you get a couple people in the studio. Say y'all do a song with Question, right? Mm-hmm. Someone makes the beat, Questions on it. Someone wants to do a remix. Like say someone hears it, it's like, who's big right now that y'all listen to?
I wouldn't say I listen to, but there's a couple cats that are
or
big.
someone may say Future here's a song.
Savage right now.
21 Savage here's a song. It's like, you know what, Question and your peoples, I want to remix the song. I want to put another 30 seconds on there. I want to drop the verse, right? So that song now goes platinum. You wrote, Question wrote. Someone made the beat. Who gets the money?
The record label, right?
The record label, but there's a split. After it comes back from publishing, there's an artist share and there's a publisher share. Producer share. So there's a 200% split. How do we decide who gets what split?
Oh, I see, because we all invested.
Because y'all all invested your time, y'all invested your word, all of your IP is in that song. That's why your paperwork needs to be straight. Yeah. That's exactly what.
Boys dropping knives on y'all.
You don't hear a lot of remixes too that you mentioned that, because there's a lot of paperwork involved as far as money.
But then you got to clear certain things if there's a sample. So like, who's doing all the paperwork? These niggas out here in the streets smoking and writing.
Yeah.
They ain't making sure their paperwork's straight. They're shooting videos.
Yeah.
Who's doing their paperwork?
So you need a manager. You need a manager. You need
somebody and that's what I do.
Holla at this man. He knows what he's talking about.
I make sure everybody
folks.
The man Bear. I make sure everybody paperwork straight.
And the mayor keep looking at his watch. I think the mayor got to go. You know what I mean? Hey, much love. We appreciate you having us.
This was an honor. It was
an honor having you, bro.
I told you it's gonna be good to have you. We definitely, if you can, later on in the future, definitely. Always had a chair for you, man.
Yeah, we gotta get you here with the host too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sorry, Doug couldn't be here, but he has some things to take care of.
I'll catch you next time, Doug.
He gonna see this and he gonna have he gonna be, Doug. He gonna get all the ideas if he watch this. So we see you. Have a seat. Relax.
So if y'all need our paperwork straight, just holla
at the mayor of Bayer, boy. Y'all better holla.
I'll take care of it for you.
Yeah.
War peace. Holla at you, boy.
The mark comes equipped for warfare. Beware.